What would the good old Monty program be if we didn't start with as the Pac-12 turns? So I take 2 days off the show, and lying guy on Twitter melts down and claims that Colorado is leaving for the Big 12 on Monday. To which I say, we've never reported that on this show. And the latest on Colorado is that Colorado has a Board of Regents meeting on Monday. That does not mean that they are headed to the Big 12. From what Jake and I have been able to gather today, they are not close to making a decision. They, from what we are told, will not be taking a vote directly on should we join the Big 12.
Pack your shit. Let's go.
None of that is happening on Monday. And I want to make it clear, one of the things that we get into on this show is, well, hey, that guy over there said this, so you guys are a bag of dicks. Well, let's get this really straight. We have never reported that Colorado was leaving for the Big 12 imminently. We have told you straight away, Colorado has had conversations with the Big 12. We told you that. We have been saying that for 6 to 8 weeks now. We have told you that Arizona, Arizona State, Utah, and Colorado, in our knowledge from our sources, have told us that those schools have had direct conversations with the Big 12 about joining the Big 12 Conference. We have told you that certainly Gonzaga basketball has a verbal invitation to start the process of joining the Big 12. That's what we've reported. We have not had any athletic directors from any school attacking us on the old tweet machine, which is what happened yesterday. And again, I don't say this to toot our own horns or any of that. But what I tell you every day on this show is watch who you get your news from. Maybe is the best way to say that. Because I think what you're seeing is everybody's trying to be an insider and have sources. I don't say it just to be flip or, hey, look at me. We bust our ass on this show to confirm all of the sourcing that we get long before it ever gets into our members-only group on Instagram and right here on the showroom. It's not something that we do lightly. It's something we take very seriously. And I will even tell you, if you follow me on Twitter, The Monty Show, you know we had quite the spat with Utah Pig Bus, who is maybe the most passionate Utah fan in the world. And I just, the place where I get across the line is when you start comparing us to, like he's comparing us to whoever this Swaim guy is.
So you better check yourself.
Swaim has begged us to come on and be a guest on this show multiple times.
Yeah.
Hey, come on my show. Let me be a guest on your show. We don't do that, right? And this guy in West Virginia is asked to be a guest on our show repeatedly. There's a reason, and we talked about this with Golden Blue Dude a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
There's a reason we don't do collabs with many people, beyond the fact that we just don't have the time, if we're being honest. Secondarily is we don't believe in most of those people. What are the sources that you hear us reporting from? The Athletic and John Wilner, CBS Sports Dennis Dodd, the guys that are minted insiders in this business who we know have sources because they are repeatedly right. Mm-hmm. I would ask you to put that same test to our show and every other asshole on Twitter who makes our job exponentially more difficult by reporting stuff that's simply not true and then deleting that tweet and trying to make it like, oh, well, we, because
it's garbage.
Oh my God, like what?
Yeah.
Like this is the tweet that was put up and deleted because this is just simply not true. I've never heard of an athletic director taking to Twitter to call somebody a liar as he did Rick George, the athletic director of Colorado. There's absolutely no truth to this tweet. And do you understand? And I think we do this, by the way, I think we do this with a lot of people. We do this with people in politics. We do this with people in sports all the time. I'm just going to throw it out there because there are no repercussions.
3/4 of this is inaccurate.
There's repercussions to the 9th degree here.
Yeah.
Like, if you look at the things we've reported, go ahead and show me the stuff that we've reported that's been proven to be untrue, especially in the Pac-12. Because whether Utah Pig Bus or any other Utah fan who seems to get just so set off by any tweet about Utah, you can say anything you want about this show. This show sucks. Yeah, we pretty much agree with you. This show sucks. Okay, great. But go ahead and point to me where we've been wrong on this.
Right.
Because frankly, I'm over you guys. And if you're one of the 300 people watching the show right now, I'm talking to you directly. I'm over this bullshit of, well, hey, this guy on Twitter that we have no idea who he is, but we're going to believe what he said because he's got 5,000 followers and he's in West Virginia. Like, what credentials does this asshole have? And I'm being serious. If you go find whoever this sleazebag is, this MHVER3 guy, who the fuck are you, man? And what credentials do you have that makes you able to say something like that? And then you have enough of a push that the Colorado athletic director saw it and then replied to it and called you a liar. To which you went on and deleted the tweet. So now we have to deal with that because now we're just, you guys are all liars. Look at this, or whoever this Swaim guy is. Like, I don't even know that Swaim has a show.
Yeah.
I don't even know if this MH whoever guy has a show. But you guys take everything they say hook, line, and sinker. And I just don't understand it. And frankly, I'm so over it.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty incredible that, someone with the history, the tradition, and frankly, just the longevity, in Utah Pig Bus, that's someone who's been around the Utah program for well over a decade at this point, maybe longer than that. Like, that's someone who's been around a long time. And I think that, the frustrating part is like, you get, these type of Twitter accounts, these types of, the common nomenclature would be like hack on Twitter or whatever you want to call them. But these guys or these accounts that go on Twitter and just say whatever they want to say, and then we kind of get lumped into that because we're not on a radio station or because somehow, because we're on YouTube, it's like different or something. And I think that's the struggle, watching, Utah Pig Bus say, what that person was saying and like, tweeting with the, I would say vitriol that they were tweeting with, the malice that they were tweeting with. Like, it just is surprising to me that people put effort into these accounts, because what's always been funny to me is like, especially with our show, I can't really speak to other shows because, I'm obviously like, I'm not heavily investing in other shows, but like, it's funny to me when someone like Pig Bus, who I said is, been around the program a long time, is like talking about things we talked about like months ago, but then says they never listen and are not invested in our show. And that's fine. That's kind of what we do. That's kind of what fans do. That's kind of what people like to do. Hey, your guys' show sucks, but I listen all the time. So it just is what it is. That's life. And I think that this is the game that we're in now. And this is what Twitter has done to the media.
Yeah, and I think it's really unfortunate because the truth is that we've never reported that on our show. Go back and look. We've never said that Colorado is going to the Big 12. We've never said any of that. But what we have told you is that Colorado's spoken to the Big 12. There is absolutely no question about that.
Yeah.
There's just no doubt about that. And what we've told you about Utah, and here's the other thing that I love about Utah Twitter, like University of Utah fans on Twitter, they'll say, well, look at this guy. And I'll say, okay, well, point directly to me and something I've said that's a complete lie or been proven to be wrong. Oh, but look at and you can't do it. So I understand why you're frustrated with certain people. And if you want to take that onto me, I guess I understand that too. But don't expect me to get into these. This is why, like, everybody gets upset that I don't answer my DMs. I'm not answering average Jimmy Joe who wants to be an asshole on Twitter.
That's right, T.
If you DM me, my DMs are open. I'm not going to respond. 9 out of 10 of you, I'm not going to respond to you because it's just a Seth pool of death.
Yeah,
like it is now. If you are a media member, if you're somebody like I talk to a ton of media members through DM on Twitter, I'm going to respond to them. If you tweet at me, 9 times out of 10, I'm not going to see it because most of my DMs get filtered. And I do that, and I want to be very careful. I'm not trying to lump everybody into the same sock here. But the issue is Twitter has become, especially in the days of Elon Musk, it's just become a dumpster fire of death and I'm Twitter tough guy. Because I told you 2 weekends ago here at Maverick Center, it must have been half a dozen guys.
Yeah.
Who are like, oh, hey, good to see you. Your show's great, man. Hey, what do you know about Utah to the Big 12? Oh, hey, man, go back, check it out on YouTube. Like, all my stuff is there. Okay,
Best.
well, hey, great show. Really appreciate you. By the way, what's your name? Oh, my name is Stevie the Lion. Okay, cool. You go back and look at Stevie the Lion. He's like, you're an asshole if I ever see you. And it's like, dude, So wait, let me get this right. You're going to kick my ass when you see me in person, but you see me in person and you tell me what a great show I have.
Yeah, dap it up, bro.
That's why I don't respond
Y'all
to
feel me?
DMs. That's why I don't get into my notifications on Twitter, because it's frankly, it's a cesspool and it's just not worth it. It's just not worth it. Go be Stevie the Lion, man.
Yeah.
Go make your kids think you're a hero. Go be with your friends.
I'm a fucking unit.
Yeah, look what I did to the Monty Show. I called him out. Do you feel better? You called me out. Oh boy, I better go run and hide. Fuck off. Like, you're just the guy that I'm just
Jackass.
This thing over the last couple of days, and the irony is I'm probably glad I wasn't on the show the last couple of days, because it's stuff like this where I'm just done with it, man. Like, I'm over you as a consumer giving credence to these dickheads that think they're like the entire world. And who made them that way? You did. This is your fault, because you go follow any idiot that wants to tweet about your favorite school or program. You follow any moron that it puts out stats and, oh my God, I know what I'm talking about.
Q Janus.
Cool. Do you realize people buy followers on Twitter? Do you guys understand that just because somebody's got 10,000 followers on Twitter, it means absolutely nothing?
Yeah.
Now, look at their interactions. Like, hey, yeah, homie, it's cool you got 100,000 followers, but you got 3 likes on your tweet. Like, that means nobody's looking at you, man. I'm over it. My firm belief is you are part of the problem, and I want you to understand. I'm not attacking the people who watch this show. I'm truly not. You giving air to these idiots on Twitter is what causes the vitriol, and it makes what we do much, much more difficult. Much, much more difficult, because, again, and all the people at Utah say, you're a liar. You're at Utah Twitter. I'm going to kick your ass when I see you. Okay, cool, bro. The guy, the top, not the food chain. The guy who is in charge of the food chain at Utah called us directly.
Yeah.
Called us directly to say, hey, saw your stuff, want to have a conversation with you. Called us directly.
Yeah.
The people at the Utah Jazz called us directly. Do you think we got almost 99.9% of everything on the Jazz correct last year? Look at the Jordan Clarkson thing. Look at this Jordan Clarkson story today. What did I tell you about Jordan Clarkson? Oh, well, hey, man, Ryan Smith doesn't want to trade him. They're not going to trade him, and they're going to try and re-sign him in the summer. Did anybody see what happened with Jordan Clarkson today? What did I tell you what happened with Jordan Clarkson?
Come on, let's go, Schlep Rock.
I told you this is a mistake. You're not going to get this guy back in the summer. What did Jordan Clarkson today say? Hey, I love Utah, but I mean, it's a business. It's nothing for us to pack up and enjoy another experience elsewhere. All right, peace out, dude. Because he's gone. Do you think I just made that up out of yeah,
You out of your goddamn mind.
I was so high on propofol this morning, I just pulled that shit out of the air, right? Like,
Butthole.
get out of here. Like, I'm just so done with sports fan guy on Twitter giving life to some vampire who's sucking the wind out of the sports media Twitter.
And
Twitter
then us taking a beating over it.
Twitter is, do you guys understand? And I don't know why I'm ranting about this. I'm probably still loaded. But the point is,
Bro.
like, I'm just so over Twitter. Twitter has been destroyed because it used to be the place to be. It's not the place to be anymore. I do far more business on TikTok and Instagram. I enjoy it much more. And that's hard to say because I hate TikTok. But I talk to a lot more people on TikTok recently than I do. Because I don't answer if you DM me or at me, you know I don't answer you.
Keep it real.
I answer Pig Bus because I have, and that level's going down, I'll be honest with you. Him and I have met in person one time, Utah Pig Bus, way back in the day. But I have a lot of respect for the passion and the support and the way that he goes about supporting Utah. There's a level of respect for that because that guy sells out for his school.
Yeah.
I'm fucking done with that. I'm the ability for somebody like that to say, oh, well, you're the same guy who did this. And when I say, hey, no, point to something specifically I did, you just come back with this idiot Swaim's tweet. What's that got to do with me, man?
Yeah.
What's that got to do with me?
Well, and I think what happens is like there's this dynamic at play where you have folks like Pig Bus and many others. I mean, it's not unique to Utah, in my opinion. We just experience it because this happens to be where we live, and I feel like we've been right about a lot of stuff with Utah.
I would agree with that.
But, like, you know, it's not unique to Pig Bus, but I think what happens is folks who boost a program or support a program and they are around the program and they feel like, hey, how could I not know this stuff because I'm in person and I'm talking to these people or whatever, you know, whatever it is. They just feel like they have that in-person experience. So what they do is they say, well, there's no way some YouTube hack could know more than I do. And what's really...
don't say they. Spence Checkets at ESPN 700. Because the day I'm just over the shit. Like, I'm going to tell people... Spencer Checkets at ESPN 700. The day that Kyrie Irving last year demanded a trade from the last summer or whatever it was, when Kyrie Irving said, I want out of Brooklyn.
Okay, you gotta handle that.
Okay, yeah, here we go. See, it's stuff like this where I'm just like, okay, hey,
Yeah.
man, it's totally good. Let's go here. You know, like you just get into these situations with people where, like, Kyrie Irving
Spence and Kyrie
demands a trade from the Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah.
And I know somebody from, like, the Wayback Machine. Like, back in the days where I just had, like, a wee bit of ball drop and a bunch of corduroy pants in my drawer with, like, Garanimal T-shirts. Like, I know a dude from back in the hizzy, right? So I go back and, you know, I reach out to the guy and I'm like, hey, what's going on here, man? And he's like, yeah, hey, XYZ, this is it. And by the way, he told the Nets that his first preference is to go to the Lakers. Okay, perfect. So what did I do? I tweeted, hey, here's what happened. Kyrie's first preference is to go to the LA Lakers. What did Woj say 30 minutes later? Hey, Kyrie Irving, this is what happened. His first preference is to go to the Lakers. So Spence Checkets, in the meanwhile, is on ESPN 700 calling us the hacks on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, he calls us the hacks on YouTube again when we said, hey, the Jazz and the Knicks are really close, but here's why Donovan Mitchell hasn't been traded yet.
Sticking point.
It's these three players and this, and we nailed it.
Yeah.
We nailed it to the point where Leon Rose came out and, like, said chapter and verse, hey, Monty, you got this exactly right. But yet we're the hacks on YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're the hacks on YouTube with twice as many people who watch our show as listen to your radio show.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So I'm happy to be the hacks on YouTube.
And those are public numbers, by the way. That's not just us guys.
Yeah, this isn't something...
For all the guys who are going to be like, oh, well, how do you know? Well,
go check them.
Public numbers, dude.
And by the way, one of our advertisers said, hey, by the way, hey, we're getting more from you than we get from radio in Salt Lake City.
Who knew?
But who knew? So I'm sorry to rail about this. And the thing that I want you to take away from this is Twitter is a utility for me.
I think what you should take away from it is there's two groups of people in the media now. There are old world and new world. And
yes.
I think that our advantage is we have someone who is both. Someone who has decades of experience in the industry. You know, God forbid, would know a couple of people through that decade of experience. You know, I know we just make stuff up, but you know a few people here and there.
So never mind. And I don't even mind saying it. Hey, never mind. I used to work at ESPN, dude. Like, I know 100 people at ESPN.
Not ESPN local radio station.
No, like
the
Bristol.
ESPN.
Bristol, Connecticut. Go check my LinkedIn, dude. It's public. Anybody can look at it.
Yeah.
And that's why I leave it public. So, yeah, I don't know anybody. I don't, you know.
And so my point is just that you have two sect of people in this world where it's like, hey, YouTube doesn't work or what you know, oh, well, you guys only have this amount of subscribers, so there's no way you could have this amount of views. Like, we know what you're saying. We know what you're saying. We know. And that tells me everything that I need to know about your lack of knowledge on it. So that's why I say, like, I don't even take the thing personally. Like, watching you go back and forth with Pig Bus, I'm just like, dude, this person watches our show regularly, watches our show weekly, like all the time. And for that, I say thank you, because you are the one that makes this world go around for us.
No, they're breaking us, though. They're calling us out. That's
dude,
the other thing I love on Twitter. Oh, I'm calling you out. Somebody's got to hold you accountable.
Dude.
Okay, cool. Hold me accountable. Marlon Shaw. Marlon Shaw gives us $25 to say, I'm with you, bro. I don't know if you have been proven wrong. I don't care. I found you right way more often than wrong. I watch for thought-provoking insight. I happen to be intelligent and make my own opinions, so you're the one. So I wish more people were were looking for thought-provoking opinion, and then they take that opinion and they're like, oh, let me go check into that. Oh, okay, I checked into that. Here's my thought.
Correctamundo.
See what I'm saying? Marlon spends more money on the show.
Appreciate you.
I appreciate the info you provide as it helps me in my own personal evaluations. Keep up the good work, my friend. Let the idiots be idiots and don't let them get under your skin. And that's really what we've over the last 2 years, that's why we laugh at a lot of things. I get fired up naturally, so when I talk about this stuff, it's like I'm passionate about it. But the haters don't break you. And this is what I always say. Like, the haters don't break you.
And you know what's incredible? Is these guys on the radio, what's so incredible to me, just think about this. They do radio. They're the ones that have this amazing platform. They're the ones that are supposed to be the reliable, like, you're the best in the market people. And what are they doing? Watching our show. Because you wouldn't be able to reference what we've said based off of just a tweet. Spence did a whole thing on it. Spence took like at least 5 to 7 minutes to talk about what we had talked about on the show, which is how I know you watched the show.
Yeah.
Because again, Twitter is very limited in that sense, where you've only got, 300 characters now, I think? Or
Something
maybe
like that,
Something
yeah.
like you don't have a lot of time and space on Twitter to share your opinion. So it's like, I've just always thought that was funny. So, you know.
Hey, thanks, McKay Boyle, for a $10 super sticker. Appreciate that. Marlon, by the way, thank you very much. Appreciate you. As always, thanks for being a part of the show. North End Zone Utes. I think Spence Checkett's also called Patrick Kinahan when PK said live on the radio that he received a text from that Donovan Mitchell was traded. He specifically said he wasn't reporting it. Yeah, I thought so. locally in Salt Lake City. So the Donovan Mitchell trade was supposedly happening. The guy on the morning show for the flagship Utah Jazz got on the station and said, I just got a text saying Donovan Mitchell's been traded. It's done. It was never done. It was nope, not
and
done.
what he specifically said was traded to the Knicks.
Yes. He said news release is coming. By the way, if you'd like to become a member like Ben Novak.
Let's go. I'm pulling it out here.
Let's go, Ben Novak.
Let's go.
Appreciate you joining the program. Appreciate you. Thank you for that. Ben Novak. If you guys would like to be members of the show, just click the link I put in there. Two Masters says, AM radio, what is this, 1988?
That's what I'm saying, dude.
I think AM radio, but seriously, like in this Colorado situation, which is actually what we're talking about today, I promise you.
Fuck you. How's that?
This AM radio is alive and well. Don't kid yourself. You look at the prime demos. There was a survey released this week, in fact. While I was losing half of my bowels on the toilet, I was reading this survey on yesterday, that talked about how more millennials are reached by AM radio than are on TV. Mm-hmm. So broadcast TV reaches fewer millennials than the AM radio does. Here's the problem, though. In Salt Lake City, where we live, the AM radio is dead because the signal's terrible. Like Jazz games on AM radio are absolute trash. You can't do it.
Yeah.
Gabriel says, is AM radio still a thing? It is. It is. I'm telling you. David Sebesta in Denver, 850 KOA has significant sway still. If you do radio well, you're going to have good results. But so much sports radio now is on in the FM. And I've been really lucky. For those of you who don't know, I've worked at some of the best AM radio stations in the entire country. KGO in San Francisco, one of the best radio stations in the entire country. KMBR 680. One of the best radio stations in the entire country. Like, I've worked at some of the giants, and it has a place. Riley O'Brien, this show is so good, I'd be listening even if we weren't local. These guys are elite at this stuff. I appreciate that. Thank you. Brandon Butler says, welcome back, boys. You were missed.
Hell of a way to just show back up. I mean, I know you think you can just do the show whenever you want, but, really nice job hot taking it to come back.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Suck it up, Buttercup. Says, appreciate you and Jake. We are the true blood listeners. You guys are easy on the ears and senses. Great work. Thank you. And I really appreciate the kind words. That's not why I lost my shit today. Well, no, that was during the colonoscopy that happened. But which we'll explain later in the show. Why
did you choose to go back and forth so long on Twitter? What was
with Pig Bus?
Yeah.
Because I actually, you know what it was? Jake, I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
You're just disappointed.
That's what it was, honestly. I really appreciate Utah Pig Bus. I do. And again, if you don't if you don't live here in Utah, he is a passionate booster of the University of Utah. But his whole thing is no school in the Pac-12 has ever talked to the Big 12. And I can tell you, and he doesn't want to hear it from me, dude, the guy sitting on top of the food chain called us. Was like, yeah, we talked to him, and here's what we talked about, and this is why this is happening, and that's why this is happening. And like, it's not a question of have they.
Yeah.
Now, is Utah going to the Big 12? They're not.
Yeah.
They're not. Is Colorado?
And
not
that's what
now.
I think gets really confused just on our channel. Like, we've never just outright said, hey, Colorado's going to the Big 12. We've not said that. What we've talked about in detail, though, is, hey, why would Colorado be a good fit? Hey, does it make sense? Hey, like, you know, what is Prime's effect, if any, on this situation? Is Prime actually having a lot of impact on the Pac-12, and will Colorado be good, or is it really just this, like, all this stuff? Like, that's what we do on the show, Grum. But we've never, if anybody says to you, hey, we've come out and just outright said Colorado's going to the Big 12, they have no idea what they are talking about, because we have never said that.
I agree. Marlon Shaw gives us $2.99 and say, FYI, the GBD in West Valley or in West Virginia died recently. Yeah. So the Golden Blue dude was a YouTuber, and it's funny, I want to say it was 3 days before he passed.
It was 3 days.
He was on our show. Like, he was in our comment section. He became a member. Like, he was asking us to do a collab, and we were actually talking to his producer. Like, he has a guy that produces a bunch of shows, and he was asking us to come on a show. Like,
we were working on it.
Yeah, it's just, yeah, the Golden Blue dude will be forever missed. One of the genuine dudes, one of the, like, real guys. Josh War gives us a $4.99 tip to say, if the Pac-12 dismantles, where do you honestly see Utah landing? It feels like Utah to the Big 12 is not a slam dunk, as some may think. It's not a slam dunk.
Yeah.
And we've talked about this a lot on the program, and I will again say, I think the biggest issue for Utah going to the Big 12 is Utah wants to stay where it is academically, as far as like who it surrounds itself with. And they want to continue to grow their research funding and their research projects. Again, just because we talked to the dude at Utah, they want to expand what they are doing in research. That money dwarfs any money you are getting athletically at almost any school. Your academic dollars dwarf any money that you are getting from athletics. So it makes perfect sense, to me anyway, it makes perfect sense that Utah is a little hesitant to leave Stanford, Cal, and the rest of the Pac-12, because the academic level is very high. The problem in the Big 12 is that the academic level is very mid. Utah would go in at, I think they're 105th nationally. They go in and be the 4th rated academic school in the Big 12. And I think they're 8th or something like that in the Pac-12. Like, it's difficult, man. It is very difficult to justify, if you are Utah, it's very difficult to justify leaving the Pac-12 to go to the Big 12. It just is. The problem is, I don't see Utah as a fit in the Big Ten. It just doesn't feel like a seamless fit. You understand why Washington and Oregon, Stanford and Cal joining USC and UCLA is a no-brainer. It's just a no-brainer. The Pacific time zone, like the synergy, the travel, the quality football programs, like, you totally understand it. Utah, though, isn't the easy travel partner for USC that an Oregon is, because there's not the heat between USC and Utah that there is between what's viewed as perception being reality, what's viewed as a power program in Oregon. So there's not the heat between, Utah and SC that's perceived between SC and Oregon. That's just the natural reaction to it. And I think if you are the AD at Ohio State or Northwestern or Michigan or anybody else in the Big Ten, Utah doesn't move the needle the way Oregon, Washington, Stanford, and Cal do. And the academia in the Big Ten wants Stanford and Cal. So, I mean, it's simply a matter of finding more revenue for those schools, if and when they're ready to make a move, or if the Pac-12 dissolves. But no, I don't think there's an easy avenue that sees Utah getting to the Big 12, because I think the people at the top of the food chain at Utah, and you tell me if I'm making too much out of it, the people at the top of the food chain at Utah don't see the Big 12 as some great green grass landing spot.
Yeah, I think that's accurate, and I also think that these same people kind of painted a picture to us about how Pac-12 schools are not enthusiastic in any way, shape, or form about the Big 12, or frankly realignment in any case or any sense of the word. I think that realignment is not what they want, but they understand that it's coming for them, and I think that's what you have to understand. The concept of it, that's the concept you have to understand, that just because realignment is possible, and just because us on the show, Grum, or maybe you or whoever you talk to thinks it's a good idea, doesn't mean that Pac-12 schools actually are enthusiastic about it or want to do it. I think the Oregon, Washington, Stanford, Cal thing is a money play, and it's opportunistic. I think that that's the only reason those schools are really interested in that. Like if the Pac-12, if the Pac-12 had a robust TV deal where you were getting 50 a year, this wouldn't even be a thing. There wouldn't even be a conversation about the Big 12 or the Big 10 or anything. But this all stems from the fact that you don't have revenue and schools feel insecure right now.
Yeah, I totally agree. That's the word too.
Yeah.
Institutions feel insecure about it. And maybe if they were bucked up, they wouldn't feel so insecure about it. And maybe if they were using the promo code Monty at buckedup.com, cheers to you, friends, they wouldn't feel insecure about it. Make sure you check out the description below to get your 3 free samples. And boys, do they have a deal going on now. They have a brand new product. And I don't know if you guys remember the Bucked Up. They tend to be on the cutting edge.
Yeah, they like to be out in front of things. They like to be energetic. They like to be, real aggressive about it.
The Pixie Pumps at buckedup.com. I was fortunate as an influencer in Bucked Up.
Ambassador.
We got a box of the Pixie Pump from Bucked Up. And I'm telling you guys, you got to go and try it because it is really good. And what it is the what and I don't remember what they were called, but I think they were called Pixies. And it was basically just a tube of sugar that you tore off the top and poured in your face, and you got diabetes from it. Mm-hmm. Well, the difference here is that you're not getting diabetes from these.
Right.
In fact, dude.
Bro, you're such a cat.
Dude.
Oh my.
Bro.
Oh, again. This is the second Bucked Up that has died in the studio today.
This is like my 8th Bucked Up that I have dropped. And it's Mrs. Monty's fault. She's sitting here on the sidelines today. Yes, I need more.
Because it is Pixie Sticks.
Holy cow. It is Pixie Sticks. That's good right there.
Yeah. Pixie Sticks. You are correct.
Pixie Sticks, yes.
And
let me put you there. Jeez Louise. See, I'm so disheveled. There's the sign, but let me go over here.
Disheveled.
Let me go over here.
It's because you're still
there
under
you
the
are.
influence.
Hey.
Oh, hey.
There she is. So yes, go ahead about Pixies.
Pixie Sticks are, they were the candy, but the Pixies, the Bucked Up Pixies, are non-stem pump. And all you have to do is just tear the top off, pour it in, it dissolves right on your tongue.
Do you even lift?
Arrgh! I do. I use the low stem 100.
You are a low stimmer, big time.
I am, because the full stem mixed with whatever magic dust they have in there, it just I turn into an earthquake of jitters.
Dude, I gotta tell you, this made a huge mess. Do not spill. Thank you.
So
Jake.
the doctor
do not
said,
spill your Bucked Up.
The doctor said, "Don't work today. Don't drive.
No,
don't
that's
operate
not at all it. That's not at all it. I was doing the Bucked Up read, and you wanted to talk, so I had to reach across, which I never do. This is the remote for the cameras, and I generally never mess with it.
It's my fault, but I am here in a supervisory capacity today because someone can't be responsible for themselves.
Well, that is true. Anyway, hi, friends. Make sure that you get to buckedup.com and tear open your box of Pixie Pump. It's worth it. It's non-stem, and they do all kinds of things. By the way, I got the watermelon flavor. They're fantastic. I would highly encourage you to go get them. It's right at the top of the screen. The Pixie Pump is. Use the promo code Monty to get 25% or 20% off your purchase at checkout. So promo code Monty to get 20% off your purchase at checkout of the Pixie Pump because they are freaking amazing. I love them. I am looking forward to using them tomorrow when I am throwing around serious weight.
Yeah, you actually going to try and work out together tomorrow, or are you going to ghost me again?
Well, you're the one going out on a date tonight.
Okay, but that doesn't matter.
Get your ass out of bed.
Well.
There's the Pixie Pump, by the way. Super easy. They come in the little tubes. Go to buckedup.com, get those. But you guys, if you haven't tried Bucked Up yet, all you have to do is in the description below, get the free samples. There's a link that says Bucked Up free samples. You get 3 free samples as well. You also get a shaker cup of your choice. If you want a Bucked Up t-shirt, they also have a great deal right now where you get a Bucked Up t-shirt with your 3 free samples. So make sure you go check it out in the description below. Okay, now that I have completely soaked the counter, let's see the heat that I'm getting for this.
Are you the new soaker?
Stop. Why? Why would you bring that up? Why would you bring that up? No.
Dude, like,
no,
you brought it up,
asshole.
dude.
Oh, wait.
No,
that-
it
What I
was
just
your
said.
Yeah.
ass. Okay.
Hugh Janus.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
probably like it was. It
you
was.
know.
See, what I had meant to say was you butthole.
I am here in
No.
a supervisory capacity today to make
You are.
sure.
You're here to make sure that the inmates aren't running the asylum, and I am,
Right,
and I
right.
100% am.
I'm
But
not
you're the
afraid
one.
to die.
Yeah, you're the one going on a date tonight. Another redhead, right? Like, what have I told you about redheads?
They're fabulous.
No. You had better put a bridle on that horse, or you're never going to be able to ride it because they like Mustangs.
What the?
Look at the outrage on your face right now.
Hell no.
Them redheads is wild.
See,
You
I'm
know.
gonna have to. You know what? I didn't bring my penalty flags.
Exactly.
Did you ever get those?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she used to
She
throw them at
has
us
them?
on the show.
That's right,
Chris
okay.
Karn says, "I think energy drinks are a no-no post-probe." Well, too late for that.
Probe.
Too late for
Is that your
that.
no-no zone?
Yeah, exactly. Truck. I swear to God.
Wow.
I'm telling you. Don't.
That, sir, is my no-no square.
Bro, so let me get this right. Inside of 40 minutes, after 2 days off, we've got a soaking reference and a no-no square
No, asshole,
reference.
you're the one who made the soaking reference, and now look at the comments. There's a soaker.
You
There's
said
an
that you
eggplant.
soaked the desk. So I asked, are you
Look
the
at
new
Shannon.
soaker?
Look at Shannon, super soaker
Yeah.
with an eggplant.
Yeah.
Now, the doctor, and by the way, all the nurses did comment on my size 15 shoe today, but that's not really the point. That's not really the point.
The sad thing is he's so tall that he's from his mid calf to the whole foot is hanging off, and they were constantly like, "Can you push yourself back up on the gurney a little bit more?" Because you're like hanging off.
Well, but seriously, it is what it is. It's fine.
Anyway.
It's fine. David Hume says,
Is
"Oh,
it
hey,
fine?
hey, Mrs. Monty,
Hi.
are we going to the break tonight in Daybreak? What's the plan?"
I think we are going to the break in Daybreak afterwards. And Chris, no limits after the procedure.
Yeah.
And in fact, they were kind of disappointed that you didn't use a stimulant during prep. But
Yeah,
we'll
how
get
about
there.
that?
We'll get there.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
We're way off the rails here.
But yeah, okay. Back to
Get your ass
sporty.
back
Yeah,
on
turn her
track.
microphone off. Okay.
Okay.
No more spilling the Bucked Up.
Dilly dilly.
'Cause by the way, it's Bucked Up Miami, which is like gold in this town.
Seriously.
Because you can never get it. Make sure you get that. Big Jack 512 soaker. No. Tanner says, LOL, sorry, Mont. There's only one soaker, and that's this guy.
That's right.
Exactly right. It's this guy. Dating a redhead tonight.
Earthquaker.
I'm just telling you. J-Rod, hey, J-Rod, says, red on the head, fire in the bed. See?
Hey.
See what I was like? You know.
You gotta fuck one, marry one,
know.
kill one. Go.
Arlington Bears, Chris Karn. Jake loves the red. Does she Marco Polo?
No.
She does not Marco Polo.
Not that I'm aware of. I mean, it could come up.
No. Have you talked to this girl yet?
No.
Okay.
Nope.
Scott of Greywater Watch. Okay. I don't know what Greywater Watch means. He says opioids are a hell of a drug. I will tell you, when they give you they give you two things. They give you fentanyl because it dilates your blood vessels, and then they pump you full of Michael Jackson dead drugs.
Cocaine and hookers, my friend.
Dude, they put that propofol in there, and it lights your face on fire. Dude, it absolute, like my face just was like, ah. Then we started talking about 1320K fan. That's what put me to sleep, by the way. I was like, done. Wait till you hear the wake up story.
Yeah.
Two Masta says fire crotch red is the best. Okay. Jacob DeLambo says, I'm not going there. We shouldn't have either.
Yeah.
My bad.
Just so you can go to Pound Town.
Yeah, exactly. Giggity says Jake is
Hey, man.
Jake is on a mission to see if the carpets match the drapes.
You're not wrong. Not wrong out here, Giggity.
There are a lot of Redhead fans. Mike Phillips, Redheads are the greatest.
I'm trying, man.
Tanner, you started the soaking stuff today. Yes, the tape proves it. Yeah, I did. No, Mrs. Monty did because she kicked over a can of bucked up mango tango.
That's true.
It was Jim and Juice.
Oh,
See,
Jim
again,
and Juice,
you have to
excuse
be,
me.
You have to be careful with the
Please be
positioning of your
accurate.
cans, okay? You got to make sure that your cans are not in the strike zone.
Mrs. Monty, where are your cans in the strike zone?
Absolutely in the right place. They're very safe away from your can.
Thank you. Thank you. See, I watch out for her. But I will tell you, now that I've got the bucked up, I feel good. No, we're not leaving that. Not fucking doing it. Learn your lesson. Mike M says soak and toke.
Okay.
Mike Maples,
It's
we
not
honor you.
420 yet, so.
We honor you with the Tanner Plummer Super Soaker Award. Thank you. Thank you very much. Big Jack 512, two ex-wife bossy redheads.
Hey.
Rhett Williams says no Grizz game. I'm going to the Grizzlies game tonight. Some of us aren't.
I live here, Rhett. Don't at me, okay?
Yeah, he doesn't donate diapers. He wears diapers.
That's right.
Tonight is diaper donation night, by the way. Tanner Plummer says, well, Mapes, I'm the king of soaking. So, but who's the king of earthquaking? Salty Drunk, what's up? Wow, Tanner, you sure are owning that soaker tag now.
That's what I'm saying, dude. I'm here for that, dude. Let's go, Tanner. I love it.
Don't forget Alema Harrington coming up on the show at 4:15. Lopes fan Gabe says Jake State has hair to match the flags that are going up about her. See, red flags. Red flags. And what'd you say to me? I finally took your advice. We're going. Where are you taking your date?
Chipotle.
Thank you.
Is that not what you said to do?
We're going to Jimmy Jack's
Is that not
Steakhouse.
what you said to do?
Yeah, you don't take me. By the way, that you had that first date, took her to a steakhouse. No, you didn't. Where'd you take the other redhead who dumped you? Or no, you dumped her. Well,
a pizza place, dude.
Thank you. See?
Just,
do you see what I have to work with here?
Jake,
do you see what I have to deal with?
Yeah.
Just what? Just what?
Don't listen to him.
On to Cincinnati.
North End Zone Ute would like to get the show back on track by saying the Big 12, influenced by BYU fan. In parentheses, we don't need Utah. We already have schools in the state. Utah fan, we want the Pac-12 to stay together and have dreams of the Big 10. Big 12 fan, Utah thinks they own the place, are too good. I think that if you're a Utah fan,
Pretty accurate.
And this is my thing, if you're a Utah fan and you think that you don't belong in the Big 12, I don't understand where your head's at, because I think. And I know I get crushed by Big 12 fans who's like, you're a Pac-12 homer. Okay, fine. If you put Utah in the Big 12 last year, they're in the college football playoff. Because I do think they're on par with TCU and maybe a little better.
Yeah.
Matchup, man for man last year. The secondary at Utah, like
that defense would give Mr. Duggan a hell of a time.
I think they would. And I think Utah belongs in the Big 12. That's just my opinion. But hey, Dibs says, SLC Jake, what happened with Marco Polo Red? Are you collecting them or something?
No, just had to move on, bro. Wasn't a match.
Nate Davis, redheads are really cute. Gabriel, y'all are wild with these comments. Go get them, Jake.
That's my guy right there. Let's go.
I love it, Gabe. Big Jack 512, winner, Ryan Fair. My kids are not here this evening, so I'm safe from you fools tonight. Damn right. Damn right, Ryan Fair.
Skok.
Dibs says, don't redheads prefer pepperoni on their pizzas?
I don't know. I'm going to find out.
That's a red flag. That's a red flag. Let's see. Robert Moffat, a member of the show. If only Jake had a redhead. Exactly.
I'm working on it, dude.
Taco and Tech. I married a redhead.
Okay.
Nice.
There you go.
Nice. Truck Stop Gumby, cans in hands. Where has this show gone? To high
That was
places.
good work by me.
High places.
Come on.
I agree. Mike M says NBA game would be a great date. It would be a great date, but you can't really talk much at a Jazz game. Cody Strickland. Hello? Cody Strickland.
Yeah, is this thing on?
Dude. My comments
First
get
comment
missed
back.
all the time.
Here we go.
Ain't no reset.
Okay, dude, I read. Okay, Cody, I'm sorry I missed your comments. My bad. Rick James. I'm a redhead and I think I have soul, but not sure.
Okay.
Check it out. Let us know. Two masters. Soaking and colonoscopy sound like my kind of party. Dude, you ain't even. Wait until I tell you.
Janus.
What they told me about my colon.
Nar.
Lopes Van Gabe. Jake took a date to Chuck E. Cheese. Can't imagine why it didn't work out.
Okay, that's not true. I've never done that.
No, but you did meet her at Chuck E. Cheese, though.
No, I didn't. What are you talking about?
Never mind. You missed it. Gary, what's up? How you feeling, Monty? Pretty good now. Pretty good. Later in the show, I'll tell you how I felt at about 4 o'clock this morning. G. Lee says Utah in the Pac-1. Gary says Utah easily dominates the Pac-12 or the Big 12 easily.
I don't know about easily, dude. Yeah, like
that's a talented. I can't wait to see Fano on the edge.
They're a top 3 program in the Big 12 for sure.
I would agree with that. Mark Ruckert says, "What the hell? Utah lost 4 games last year? Yeah, but there were stories behind that. I think that there's no getting away from it. Utah lost games they should have won. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
But they won the conference and went back to the Rose Bowl, which they lost again.
And by the way, they weren't the only ones to lose games they should not have lost.
I agree. But I think they had significant injury issues. Whatever was going on with this Tavion Thomas story, which is terrifying.
But think about it. If Brant doesn't tear the ACL, if Cam doesn't get injured.
And that's what I was going to say. You lost your best receiver in Brant Keithy.
Yeah.
Right? And he's back this year. Cam was playing injured pretty much all year. You're 3 deep at the quarterback now versus last year. So I'm not necessarily ready to write them off because they lost. Last year there was a story. There's a story every year. So you're not wrong, by the way.
Yeah.
Sebesta says, staying in the Pac-12 is like being on the NCAA probation in the 80s, 90s. No TV equals no marquee recruits.
Yeah.
And I don't think, and this is just my opinion, I don't think the Pac-12 is going to die. I think the biggest question is, what happens when somebody jumps? Because I don't think it's a matter of if. I think it's a matter of when. When somebody jumps. And who's it going to be? Because my guess is Arizona is the first one to go.
Mm-hmm.
I think Arizona's locked and loaded. I think Arizona, everybody's behind their president. So he's just waiting for that number. Because you'd be a fool. To leave now, you'd be a fool.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's leaving now without hearing what the numbers are. Because if you're, for instance, this Colorado nonsense. Colorado's not going to leave this moment because what's the upside in that? Does it change if they leave a month from now when they get a TV deal? Did they lose something? No, you're going when the right time. Because what if somehow Kliavkov pulls out a $300 million a year deal? I'm not saying he's gonna. But somehow he gets Amazon, Apple TV, Ion TV.
The Noah's Ark of TV deals.
Like, unbelievable. Unbelievable. And there are dead sheep all over the field from Noah's Ark, right? Because we know them motherfuckers drowned.
Damn, this
but
guy
the point
graphic.
is, no, I'm kidding. The point is, if somehow Kliavkov pulls out the impossible and gets some crazy TV deal, why would you leave?
Yeah.
You're better off. Because again, and I know people don't like to hear this, they're better off staying together than they are splitting up if he gets them a $30 million a year deal. Because all of them are going to make more money.
Yeah.
They just are. They're a powerhouse together. Now, are you what you were with SC and UCLA? No. Of course you're not. Are you valued at $100 million? Again, I told somebody on Twitter this today because they were like, you're an idiot. You think they're only valued at $100 million. Let me tell you how it works, dude. You're worth what somebody's willing to pay you.
It's that easy.
And I don't care if you're a waiter. I don't care if you're a lawyer. I don't care if you're Utah. You're worth what somebody's willing to pay you. It's simple business economics. And the bottom line right now is they don't have a deal that's anywhere near $30 million a year.
Yeah.
And they're asking for $400 million in total distribution rights. That's going to be really difficult to do.
Yeah.
Really difficult to do.
Yep.
So, let's see. Dale Donuts, how the heck are you? I am married to a redhead Native American. Gee, Louise. The one of the nurses or one of the technicians in my room today was Native American.
Yes.
Yeow, she's a fireball. Love it. Love it. Tanner Plummer, on my mission, there was this redhead I met on the street who was drop dead gorgeous. Wait, you don't have... Excuse me, sir. You're serving our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Are you telling me you are looking at a woman as a sexual...
In God's name, image, and likeness.
He treats objects like women, man. Like,
Stay hard.
You only have eyes for the word of the Lord, sir.
Oh.
Anyway,
Wow.
my companion was like, man, if I wasn't a missionary, the things I would do to her.
God bless.
Did you turn him in, Tanner? You did. Did you turn him in?
I'm gonna get medieval on your ass.
Did you report him? The best story ever was my guy, Ben Napoleon Wilson, is up at BYU, Idaho, watching R-rated movies in his dorm. They snitched him out. He got the boot. Love that. Tanner says that guy's mind was in the gutter a lot. You know. Mark Ruckert says they backed into a Pac-12 champion. I don't care if they backed in, if they did a
truck stop conference.
Right.
So,
I mean, but they could have also, instead of backing in, they could have done autonomous driving mode into the Pac, or
Don't play intramurals, brother.
or a 3-point turn. How about a 3-point turn into the conference championship?
Please.
You don't back into anything. Did you get into the conference? Oh, you did. By the way, did you win the game? Oh, you did. That's right. Who cares? There's no such thing.
he could also be saying that hey, they backed into the Pac-12 championship this year, so what do you think they'd do if they were healthy in the Big 12? I mean, he could be saying that too.
Gary says, can't wait for the Grizzlies game tonight. Are you coming to the game, Gary?
Gary.
Mike M. As an Oregon fan, Utah is constantly underrated. It's a great football program. Absolutely it is.
Excuse me. We don't have football programs on this show.
It's program, sir. Thank
Program.
you. Cougar Tail. I want Utah in the Big 12, even though they are so prickly if you say anything about the Pac-12 falling apart.
I want it.
We deserve BYU Utah.
Every year for like eternity.
Just so that half the congregants have to tie the extra to the church because of the F-bombs they dropped the Saturday before that Sunday session.
Doesn't make you feel responsible.
Call it what it is. Let's call it what it is. Rhett Williams, I got 2 Grizz ticks tonight. Who wants them? Let's go, Rhett.
Hey, Rhett.
Who wants to? Utah Grizzlies, final home weekend of the season before the playoffs start. 5-1, I believe they won on Wednesday, or Thursday it would be. I was too dope job. I think it was Thursday. No, it was Wednesday, because tonight's
Wednesday,
Friday.
bro.
Yeah, see, my days are all messed up.
Dude.
You get that butthole cord out and things happen. Wednesday, they won 5-1. Yesterday, they were in a golf simulator. That was awesome. Tonight and tomorrow, the final 2 home games of the year. Tonight is the diaper drop. Rhett Williams has 2 tickets. Who wants the 2 tickets? Hook it up. Let's go. Thanks, Rhett. Appreciate you. Cody, don't go there. Trust me. Cody who?
Strickland about his comments not being read because everyone wants to say their comments never get read.
Yeah. Salty Drunk has said that about 1,000 times. Jet Wayman, the tile king of Utah. I'm a redhead, and I definitely have no soul.
Okay.
Well, because the devil sucked the soul out of your rectum.
You want to explain that?
Oh, no, that was me today. Never mind. Anyway,
Yeah.
confused. Teddy, good to see you. Teddy and I, with Jake, we pounded beers at the Jazz game together last weekend. Well, I had one.
Yeah.
Did you have one?
No.
Lightweight. Yeah, you know. I know. Well, speaking of that, I think I'm going to hell because I drink Bud Light. Because apparently in this country now, if you drink Bud Light, you go to hell.
That's right.
That's what Marge said. So I'm just saying.
How about that?
I should probably stop. Big Dog O-Town says red straight fire. Now it's all about redheads. It is all about redheads. Tanner Plummer. There was this guy who was a redhead and kept singing, I got soul, but I'm not a soldier. I got soul, but I'm not a soldier.
Clearly the drugs were still in the system.
Mike M. No, I was able to sing long before that. Mike M., my Blazers got relegated to the Pac-12. Your Blazers.
Yeah, because they're terrible.
Okay.
Portland.
The Trailblazers?
Yeah.
The Jail Blazers?
Yeah.
Mrs. Monty has a word.
Hey, Monty.
Do I need to come back in as a supervisory
But
capacity?
we need to get your. We need to get.
Yeah, you gotta get the lighting right here, my guy. Okay, he's working the controls.
Hey, there she is.
Come out of the darkness
That's right.
retreat.
Turn up the contrast, asshole.
Yeah.
Anyway, you're what now?
Jackass. Wow. It took that long, and he does not know. Okay.
I'm hot.
Yeah. but I'm fine.
I am.
I'm fine. I can drive heavy machinery.
I drove here. I'm not fired. I'm not fired. The show's named after me. Oh, time for the Jake Show.
Yeah, it's not
Don't
the Jake
think
Show.
so.
It's the Monty Show, okay?
Time for the Fire Crotch program.
Hiscock.
This is going to be an off the rails show.
You can just tell already, bro.
The
It
whole
is.
time.
Has it not been already?
It's Friday.
Sorry,
It's,
people.
you know.
It is, but
It's
has
Friday,
it not
dude.
been
A
already?
little bit too much propofol.
Yeah, seriously. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that. North End Zone Ute says Oklahoma State or any other Big 12 team would leave at the drop of a hat for the Big 10. Done. No doubt about it. That doesn't mean they think they are too good for the Big 12. No, that's just simple economics. That's all. That just straight up. You're not wrong, North End Zone Ute. Absolutely, because if you're BYU, if you are K-State, new commissioner of the Patini calls you and he's like, "Hey, bro, we got $100 million a year. You feel like it? Yeah, cool.
The ink isn't dry yet.
Can you put Lavelle Edwards Stadium on the back of a flatbed tomorrow? Because we have to relocate to Winnetka, Illinois, right?"
Well said.
I'll stop being bitter. Let's see. Levi Long says they belong on a sinking ship. That's not nice. Gary says the only two I'm afraid of in the 12 are Baylor and Texas Tech. Baylor can ball, dude.
Yeah.
The rest are winnable games. You're not worried about.
You should be worried about TCU, bro.
Yeah, you're not worried about
TCU 's
K-State. You're not
good-ass
worried
team.
about. I think that conference. You can't tell me Mike Gundy at Okie State's going to be down long. You can't tell me. Robert Moffat says Monty's polyps will join the Mountain West. Oh, do I have a
as a
story
matter
about
of
polyps?
fact.
Do I have a story about polyps? About an hour from now, you don't want to miss that. Mr. Monkey says Utah lost to Penn State. Discussion over. It is? I didn't know that.
What discussion exactly are you referencing?
The Lambeau BYU football has been the trail.
Whatever that means.
I don't know what that means. Of tears. Well, Independence was not easy. Rhett Williams. Wait, who did we lose from the starters? For what, Rhett? Help me with that.
Yeah, you talking about Utah or what are you talking about
Help
here,
me
man?
with that. The Monty Show this hour of the program, as always, brought to you by our good friends at Papa Murphy's Pizza. It's the weekend, MFers. Who's getting their Papa Murphy's Pizza on?
Yeah.
They have a great deal right now. One medium, 2 topping pizza, $6.99 at Papa Murphy's Pizza.
Whether it's game day, movie night, or just a busy day, it's always time for Papa Murphy's. And now you can get any medium 2-topping pizza for just $6.99. That's right. The whole family can get exactly what they want any day of the week for any occasion. Any toppings, any sauce, only $6.99. Now that's meaty yum. If only everything else in life was like our deal. Papa Murphy's. We make great pizza so you can make the pizza great. Order online today at papamurphys.com.